And we are live. What's up, guys? We're broadcasting from multiple platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, a couple of others that I didn't even know were on here. What is this one? What's that say that is? Float. Well, apparently we're on Float. And someplace else. Anyways, Brandon Over from 3H Survival, tattoo dude. We had him on a few days ago. Well, a couple of weeks ago, we did a podcast with him. He was out here at the party, and then we're building some pouches and filming some stuff today. I'm going to jump over and put us live on Instagram. If you are on Instagram, for some reason, it does not merge in to our StreamYard here. So if you want us to see your comment, you're going to have to come over and comment on Instagram, on YouTube or somewhere. But you will see us and hear us, but we will not see you. For some reason, it doesn't merge correctly. So what's going on, guys?
What's up?
Curie, what's up? Jackson, what's up? Andrew, what's going on? There we go. Homestead Made Easy. Hey, what's up? Hardway, Alaska. Tin B, what's going on? So what advice would you have for these guys that want to do home tattoos? Pay someone?
yeah, definitely pay someone until you have a lot of experience.
Do you think that you could become a good tattoo artist by just tattooing on yourself?
No, because you could learn a lot of bad, like just trying to learn on your own, you'd pick up a lot of bad habits that would be hard to break. It's way easier to learn something correctly than it is to unlearn something, then learn it again.
Do you think that the best tattoo artists come out of prison?
I think that's it depends on the person. There's a lot that do come out and do great, but there's some that just get stuck in that kind of headspace where they just don't kind of overcome that.
Doing it on the fly with shitty stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever made your own tattooing?
I have not. No, when I first started 15 years ago, we had to like get the powder and we'd have to like, make it ourselves, but I never just made it from like
razors.
Yeah, never. Yeah.
Have you ever made a tattoo gun out of a Walkman and a guitar string?
I've seen one made that way, not in prison.
Got it.
I have seen one get made.
Woden Loki took John's advice, making more money. How are you making more money? What are you doing? What do you do? Inquiring minds want to know. I would like to make more money. What do you got going? Hood Billy. Oh, I'll bet Hood Billy. He does tattoos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you haven't met him. You'll meet him. Homestead Made Easy. What style do you tattoo? And do you feel everyone should learn on American traditional?
I feel like American traditional is a good place to start out. Because you could learn your line work, shading and everything, and it's pretty broken down fairly easily. If you're going into like neo-traditional realism, there's a lot more to learn. So you could start making money very quickly if you get into American traditional, but you will make more money and get a more established clientele base if you go after a different style, but it also does take longer.
What kind of style of tattoo does Brandel have?
Traditional. I'd say mostly traditional.
What kind of tattoos do I have?
One. How many tattoos do you have?
I got 3. What's that? Okay. What kind is that?
That's an SOE tattoo.
Is that American traditional?
No, it would just be, I don't know what you would call it. Just script, tattoo. Really.
Tattoo.
Yeah, it's just a tat. It's a tatty.
Got 3 pest control license, working 3 more for more money. Soon run my own pest control business, then buy Singer sewing machine. Why the Singer sewing machine? Where does that fit into the pest control? What's your name? Brandon Over.
Brandon Over.
What's your tattoo studio? Where can they find you?
Arrowhead Tattoo Company in Gallatin, Tennessee.
I didn't know that. Arrowhead?
Yeah.
What's your Instagram?
My personal Instagram is Brandon Over Tattoos.
And where's your YouTube?
3H Survival is my YouTube.
He's been doing YouTube for 2 weeks now?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good. You'll look at it and go, this dude's been doing this way. Look at that stupid shit it just put up. You'll be like, this guy's been doing YouTube way longer than 2 weeks. Radio Made Easy, what's up? You were wearing his down lead today.
Yep.
Bumper sticker. Are we going to see some live tattooing? Not today.
Yeah, we have some plans though.
Yeah, we're doing he's doing a tattoo with night vision on Skylo.
It's gonna be awesome.
In the dark. All night vision tattoo.
I need to figure out what he wants to.
Nah, I think we just surprise him.
Whatever. Yeah, cool.
I think we give him what, even if he tells you what he wants,
just do something.
Give him what you want.
Yeah, cool.
I'd give him a picture of me like this.
Dude, let's do that.
But like this with a diamond on my tooth.
Or a golden tooth.
Like we should do it in the back of a Humvee like they did with Steve-O.
Dude, that would be cool. Or the 5-ton.
We have the 5-ton. Yeah. We could totally do that. We could go out to the tactical response range and just drive around in circles.
Yes.
$100 for your logo. Man, I paid way more. I have my logos on lots of people. Guys, get my logo for free. What do you mean $100 for your logo? You get the SOE one, I'll get the Radio Made Easy.
My normal hourly rate is $200 an hour.
Which is not enough. Survival question. How useful is 1 ounce silver coins post-collapse? Well, the real answer is we've never been post-collapse, so we don't know. I bought a Chevy Blazer with Canadian maple leaves and pandas, gold pandas. I bought a Chevy K5 Blazer 25 years ago with gold coins. Today, what I would tell you is if you're asking the question, you probably have some of these silver coins. Take 1,000 silver coins or 100 silver coins this weekend and go try to buy a rifle with it and see how that goes for you.
Yeah.
Post-collapse might work, but in a situation where usually when guys are having this conversation, it's not like they've got 100 grand in the bank and they've got 100,000 accounts receivable every month and they've got all their shit squared away and they're just buying another, 50 grand in gold or silver or whatever. Most guys having this conversation, a lot of times, especially in the prepper space, they only have $1,000 in their entire fucking life, and they're going to take it and put it in silver coins or whatever, in gold, in silver, and then they got to hurry up and hustle to make rent money. If you put your money into metals, and I think everybody should have metals, but if you put the only $1,000 you have, your only emergency funds, into silver, and some shit happened this weekend, you can't cash that motherfucker out this weekend, almost never. And when they do cash it out, they're going to charge you a spot price and there's going to be a record of it. So that's a taxable event. Go to a pawn shop and they're going to jam you on it. Like I've walked into so many pawn shops and be like, hey, I want to buy silver coins. They literally laugh at you. They're like, we keep all the silver coins. But if you had to, absolutely, if something presented itself where you had just this killer deal on whatever it is you're looking for and it showed up, but you didn't have $100 bills and you had silver, most people aren't taking silver.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would trade a rifle for silver tomorrow just because I don't have it. I put all of the, extra money I do have into other valuable things. Like I feel like post-collapse, there will be other things more valuable. You have to think about the new generation coming up too. They don't have the understanding of valuable metals. So having salt that you could substantially, keep your food long term, or other things like ammunition, all these things will be way easier to trade to a newer generation than gold and silver, I believe.
And there's a lot of counterfeit. A lot of people bought a lot of silver, 1 ounce silver coins and stuff, rounds, off Amazon and eBay, and a lot of that shit was fake. And there's even fake coins out there where you can test them on a tester and they test real, but if you were to cut them in half, they're not all the way through. It's like a plating almost. So just be aware of it. Like when you're buying that stuff, where you're buying it from. If you're buying it through Scottsdale or, any of the AppMax, any of the metal companies, you're going to be safe, but there's always an extra fee there. If you're buying American Silver Eagles, that's probably the safest shit to buy. I'm not saying don't buy other things, but everybody knows what ASEs are. And then you can buy a monster box. When you start buying a monster box of them, I don't remember what's in a monster box. I think it's 20 tubes of 20, But that's where you start to save a little bit of money. And it's not much. It's very little money that you're saving by buying that volume. It's just another way to put it into, like, instead of putting $100 bills into your safe, putting, and I get why we're having the conversation, but I'm having a little bit different conversation. If you put $100 bills in your safe and the house catches on fire and it burns the $100 bills up, it might melt those coins, but it's still silver after it's melted. So now, collapse of society. Yeah, I get it, man. Fair foul. When Venezuela collapsed and Argentina, both of those, he was through both of those. He was saying people were taking a gold chain and just cutting links off the gold chain to barter with things. I completely understand that. And I'm 100% agree that all of you guys should buy some silver. Every one of you, every couple weeks or every month, buy, you know, a couple silver coins or a tube, whatever, depending what you can afford. But that's after you have, you know, 90 days of all of your bills paid. You have the money in the bank for 90 days worth of shit, but preferably 6 months. You have 6 months of all of your expenses, your mortgage, everything. If you don't have that, you don't have shit. Beginning of COVID, I bought 2 van loads full of 2x4s and 2x6s and 2x8s. And then within a year, like, I had a shipping container full of that shit. And then within the year, that wood quadrupled in price. It's still not down to where it was. Had I just bought all of it in 2x4s, I'd have been more profitable than putting it in silver. Silver never goes up. They control the value of it. Yeah, I get it, guys. It goes up a little bit. You really want to make money? Buy fucking Bitcoin. And I know.
So Kevin was just going to say the question I was going to ask you. I started investing in Bitcoin as well. And he has the perfect question. Would you go silver or Bitcoin right now?
Bitcoin.
Yeah, me too.
Bitcoin. Yep. Like, no matter where Bitcoin's at, like, especially after you just had Trump and you had RFK and all these dudes at the Bitcoin conference here in Nashville. But I've been telling guys Bitcoin, and I don't understand Bitcoin, right? I just know that, and people are like, well, it's a Ponzi scheme. Well, good. Get the fuck in it and get out, right? Put $1,000 in. As soon as it hits 5, pull your $4,000 in. Now you're at your 1,000, your 4,000 profit. The thing with Bitcoin is it's going to be generational wealth, and you're not going to buy things with Bitcoin. You're going to you can go to hundreds of banks right now that will take your Bitcoin, put it in an escrow account, give you a loan against that. Then when you pay those loan payments, when you pay that mortgage on that property or whatever it is, that's a non-taxable event. That Bitcoin stays locked up. You never cashed it out. So it's not anything that you pay tax on, depending how you maneuver. I'm banking food, seed, water. He is banking metals, ammo, solar. We both do Bitcoin. Yep. COVID, plague mask, coin. Yeah, I love them, man. I buy the coins. I buy coins and pay way too much for them because it's like Egyptian shit. I like all the metals.
I didn't know there was a COVID mask.
Oh, they have all kinds of art coins.
That's cool.
Check out Mutiny Metals. Super cool dude. He takes silver and then molds it into like pirates gold and silver and shit. That's really sick. Neat. You pay, and people are like, well, it costs twice as much. Yeah, it's art, man. It's art. But he does super cool 1 ounce like pirate coins, and then he does like 10 ounce coins that have 3-dimensional mermaid on them and shit. Real neat stuff. I did that with 400 years ago. Took my initial 400 back out before they required cap gain. Yep, she's talking about Bitcoin. Yeah, if you guys had put your, what was the stimulus check, $1,200, $1,400? If you put your stimulus check, last time we did the math was probably 3 months ago. If you'd put your $1,400 stimulus check into Bitcoin, when we did the math, you'd have had $68,000 off $1,400. It's a little lower right now, but it's probably actually back up. We were almost 70,000 just 2 days ago.
It's 68
to 70. Show me anything that can make you that kind of interest right now. There isn't anything.
No.
Once you have some money, like if you're worried about it, pull your profit out and then take that profit, buy something low and sell it high. That's always, you're going to have to buy huge volume, or you're going to buy low, sell high, improve something and then sell it. If an economic collapse severely disrupts these infrastructure, accessing and using Bitcoin would become challenging.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely it would.
Between, the precious metals and Bitcoin right now, that would still be our standpoint. But obviously, if an economic collapse, I would say that we are both in a okay place to be able to adapt and overcome something like that without our Bitcoin. So.
Well, let's say this. I'm 52 years old. I ain't seen a fucking economic collapse.
Yeah.
Nostradamus said we were supposed to be wiped out. Y2K, Mayan calendar. Every month there's some new, fucking crisis du jour that's going to end the world. You know what's not ended? The world hasn't fucking ended.
Yep.
And if we're worried about the Bitcoin shit, take your money, put it in Bitcoin, let it fucking spike. Next time there's a panic or something, when you're already in it, pull off fucking your investment. Take your initial investment that you had in there, and then fucking go buy tangible assets. And then take, once you're comfortable, whatever, when it doubles again, take that 50%, buy tangible assets. You're still way the fuck ahead of buying tangible assets. Yep. You're going to have way more fucking tangible assets had you taken the profit out of fucking Bitcoin, even after you pay the tax on it.
It's at 64.7
There's
right
fucking
now.
nothing out there that's going to make money that Bitcoin makes.
I'm
Nothing.
about to put more money in Bitcoin tonight if it's down to 64.
The only thing that makes more money than Bitcoin makes is fucking buying patches. You buy them patches and stickers, right? All these patch guys, they pay $1, they sell them for $10. How many fucking patches can you sell though? You're only going to sell 100 of them. You got to keep doing a design. You really want to push patches. You got to do them with a shirt. You got to do them with a sticker. You got to do them with a hat. And then when they don't sell, you do a monthly box or a weekly box, right? But that's all. You have to pay somebody to do all that, right? That's not just something sitting in an account doing that. You have to have physical labor. Somebody has to ship that stuff. Then now you've got fucking employees. And your biggest frustration you will ever fucking have are employees.
Hell, I made money off Dogecoin.
Doge, yeah. Shit coins.
Yeah.
Shit coins. That's just a Ponzi scheme. Well, a lot of motherfuckers,
money,
if you're too dumb to get in it and get out of it, I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Yep.
There's a ton of motherfuckers that made money on pyramid schemes. Every bank in the world's a fucking pyramid scheme.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm investing in all in what size. So AJ Harrison, he's got a pretty cool deal. He's got like a trailer he pulls up and does catered meals, and he preps them all in there. And he's been doing a lot of corporate jets. So he shows up at the fucking airplane, does all the catered meals for the airplanes before they take off private jets.
Yeah.
So he's got a freeze-dried bone broth company. So he takes bone broth, freeze dries it. So you now have all this nutrition and this nutrient density in these little tubes. Okay. You rip the top, you put them in, drink them cold, drink them hot, whatever. So you've got all the collagen, you've got all the nutrients in there. So for packing, hiking, prepper, whatever. So he's actually freeze drying all this shit. So he's got Harvest Right freeze dryers, but now they have a commercial freeze dryer. So he's buying these giant freeze dryer units. Sick. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Fractional reserve banking, weed and crypto. So that dude, he had a huge weed grow. He just left the state he was in and went back. I'm not going to say where he's at.
Yeah.
But like when I want to know about crypto, that's the dude that I ask about crypto.
Okay.
Rich Elby, what's up? He's like East Tennessee. I don't know where he's fucking at. He's East Virginia, Tennessee. I actually know him. Nicole, that's Nicole Sauce. She was.
I met her.
That's Hollow Roast Coffee,
which is awesome.
In Tennessee.
I've been drinking it every day.
Economic collapse severely disrupts these infrastructures. Access. We did that one.
357 beats 9mm.
Free advertising. El Cajon, California. I used to ride dirt bikes all around there. More Santee than El Cajon. Although El Cajon Speed, there used to be a motocross track there. Wish I would listen to a kid 12 years ago about Bitcoin. No shit.
Everyone does.
No shit. There's tons of dudes with that story. Like I have $4 million of Bitcoin on a hard drive, lost in a dump.
I know one of my brother's friends invested in it, and he was young. Like, just kept up with it and just invested a little bit, and will live very well the rest of his life just because of that decision at 14 or 15. I don't even know.
Whey protein. Yeah, don't use whey. Whey protein is the trash they throw away from milk byproduct. And they convinced you dumbasses to use whey protein. And they sold it to dumb bodybuilders. So that's what they perceive. Use meat protein, whole animal protein. Redcon 1, I use a product called MRE. It's their meal replacement with carbs. Their MRE Light is just protein, 0 carbs. And if you use code SOE, I think it's SOE Gear. Try SOE or SOE Gear. Amanda, if she's on here, she'll tell you what it is. We'll give you 25% off. I know Aaron Singerman. He's friends with my friend Rob. They're partners in several businesses. I use a ton of their products. We have a ton of this. There's fucking Redcon 1 in this cup here right now.
So whey protein is bad?
It's not good.
I take that every day.
That's why you fart.
Yeah.
Do you fart?
Yeah, everyone
because
does,
of protein.
Like. Do you fart?
Not because of protein, because I'm not taking whey protein. It's Brandel, and
Brandel, you
add into this. You got more info. What?
If I'm eating I eat all my protein. I don't actually take in any protein.
Yeah, eat
but
meat.
If I am going to, I'll take in carnivore protein.
Yep.
Which is just all beef, 100% beef.
Okay.
Yep.
So I just need to stop farting.
Well, whey.
Well, it's because your body's not processing.
Yeah.
It's basically that shit sitting in your gut and rotting, and that's why you have gas from
That makes
it.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just basically milk.
For the money you're paying, if you're going to use whey protein, use isolate. Whey isolate, that's what you're looking for.
Okay.
But better than that, just use meat protein. MRE, like these guys tell, like the flavors are good.
Okay.
You don't feel nasty after you take it. You don't burp. That's what I had for dinner last night was MRE. I had 4 scoops of MRE.
Yeah, that's the
And it doesn't take, I'll put 4 scoops in here and I'll fill it up to about there in a shaker cup and I'll just drink it.
Yeah. I mean, I use it. The only reason I do whey is just a meal replacement if I'm at the shop tattooing and I don't have the ability to go get food. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, get a cleaner one. Just get some, just get the MRE shit. And if you want, if I want ice cream and I know I shouldn't be eating ice cream right then, I'm going to go to bed in a couple hours or something. I'm going to take the MRE light, which is just the protein. And then I'll put it with some ice cubes and a little bit of milk. And then I do it in the bullet blender and it makes it'll curb the appetite. So you won't crave the ice cream.
I eat ice cream every night, right before bed. Is that bad?
No, not necessarily. See, I use Samoralin, which is a secretagogue for growth hormone.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I need 0 carbs 2 hours before I take it because I take it right when I go to bed. So it causes my body to secrete more of my own growth hormone. So it'll burn fat, repair muscle tissue, and I sleep a lot better with Samoralin. It's just a peptide. You can get it off the internet.
Yeah. You
can also get a prescription from a US pharmacy. I get a prescription for it. Comes right from a pharmacy in San Diego, compounding laboratory pharmacy, through Optimize You. I'm sure Iridium Group will tell you all about it as well. So I want 0 carbs because it'll basically turn off that effect. I won't release growth hormone with carbs. So no carbs 2 hours before bed.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Anything worth actual value.
They're either outlawing, taxing, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you should look at, we always say things like, oh man, they took our tax money, they tax us and send it to Ukraine. No, that's the system that they want you to believe that you are involved in. They actually create that money and send it to Ukraine on a computer. They steal half of your money to keep you infighting and to feel like the system has not actually collapsed. Imagine what you could do if you didn't have to give half your money to taxes. And if you don't realize that you give half your money to taxes, you actually give closer to 65% of your money to taxes by the time you actually spend the money. You get taxed every time you move money. You get taxed every time you drive. You get taxed every time you turn. Look at the tax. When you pay electricity, there's a fucking tax on it. Any of your habits that you have, there's a tax. Anytime you move money, there's a tax. There's a fucking tax for fucking everything. 65% of the money that you make disappears in tax. That's why they don't want you using cash, because that's non-tax. They can't track it.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about any of that on a live.
No, you shouldn't, because you don't do cash. I can't do the cow milkers no more. And I think there's a big difference too between the milk that you use in the milk protein versus raw milk. Like if you look into non-dairy, if you find a cow share or somebody that sells raw milk, you should try that. It's very different. A lot of people you hear milk intolerances or lactose intolerance. That's not the case. They're pasteurized milk. They boiled that shit. It's actually the chemicals and the trash that's in there. Most people aren't gluten intolerant. They're glyphosate intolerant. It's the chemicals when they harvest, let's say children's cereal, for instance, right? Most of them, when they tested them, they have over 1,000 times the FDA's allowances for glyphosate, which is Roundup. And here's why that is now. They spray those fields before they plant the crop because it kills everything out there.
Yes.
And then the seeds that they plant are actually immune to the Roundup. Now, as that shit's growing, they will go out there several more times and spray that shit again, and it doesn't kill the plant. The corn and the soy, for instance, it doesn't kill it because that's Monsanto who also holds, they have the patent for the glyphosate. Right before harvest, those big spray rigs you see, those big crazy looking tractors with the skinny wheels and the big arms, they spray those crops a couple days before harvest because it's a salt product. Glyphosate is a salt product. It dries all of the grains out just before harvest. It makes it easier to harvest and it lowers the moisture content. So that stuff doesn't get washed. That right before harvest, when they harvest the corn and the wheat and everything, they spray that shit a couple days. It's on the grains. They harvest it, and then it is processed in to the product that your kids eat or you eat. So all of your bread, like if you take any bread from the store and it sits on the shelf, by the time you've bought it, it's weeks old, some of that shit. Real bread won't sit on the shelf like that.
I make my own bread.
Yeah, it's very different, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's even more so different if you start depending where your wheat comes from.
Yeah, nobody knows how to make bread.
Yeah, Monsanto and Bayer and ConAgra are all the same people now. Soybeans, the main one, corn also. Yeah. And what are we doing with all the corn, right? All this corn you see around here, we can't eat that, right? That's dent corn. Your body can't absorb that. You have to do something called nixtamalization in order for you could eat that corn for 6 months and literally die because your body can't absorb any of the nutrients. You have to do nixtamalization. Look that up. That is not your typical peaches and cream corn. That's not what that is. That corn is for fuel. It's for corn syrup, which is, there's no sugar. Well, no shit, because what they're putting in there is corn syrup, which is way worse than sugar. And it's for animal feed.
I was going to say, do they feed animals with it?
Yeah, they feed animals with it. Yep. And my sheep out here, they don't eat fucking corn. It's mostly pigs. They use it to fatten up cows, also in CAFOs, combined area feed operations, which is where all your pests. It's where all your.
Do they make whiskey out of it too?
Yeah, they can. Well, they make a lot of things out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, defoliate right before harvest. Yep. Real milk is king. Yeah. If you've never had it, you should try it. If you use like cream and sugar in your coffee, and you use real raw milk, you won't use sugar. You don't need it. Yeah, you can't eat it. Fuel animal corn. Yep. When mold doesn't grow for weeks, have you ever seen the thing about the McDonald's like Big Mac? There's this lady, there's tons of videos of it. They'll take a McDonald's Big Mac and they'll put it in a box in their closet.
Oh yeah.
And then they'll do a video of it every month. They'll check on it. And then like 4 years later, it still looks the same. When you put a fucking McDonald's hamburger outside and ants and animals don't eat it, that should be a clue.
Yep.
Get my bread from a local Amish. That's awesome. Monsanto was part of the Manhattan Project. No shit. The Stargate.
And I will say that learning how to make bread's actually pretty easy.
What do you use in your bread?
Just so obviously the main ingredient, which is, why can't I think of it right now?
Wheat.
Yeah. Well, no, wheat, obviously, flour, whatever,
salt.
And then the active ingredient that makes it yeast. Why couldn't I think of that?
So we do a beer bread, so we don't actually use yeast.
Really?
We use a beer. We like to use pale ale honeymoon. It's just this. So Jack Spirko talked about it when we first moved here. Jack Spirko was talking about beer bread, and I thought it was super cool. And then we walked into Walmart the first time, and they had this huge display of Corona. It was Corona bottles that had flour, salt, and whatever in there, and then you just added a bottle of beer, and you made beer bread. So we use beer. And Amanda makes it, and she does two of them. She does it's flour, and we use like an all-purpose, and then she mixes it with another flour. I don't remember which one it is. So it's shitty. We're using gold medal, just shitty fucking flour to begin with. Yeah, grind the wheat. And you can get, I have a ton stored. We've got white winter wheat. We've got red winter wheat. We've got summer wheat. You can buy 50, 65 pounds. You just go to an Amish or Mennonite store. They'll have it.
Like ungrounded?
And then you grind it.
That's one thing I don't have.
And I have the best grinder out there is the Country Harvest Grain Mill. They're about $500-600 now. And they have an extension so you can grind them easier. And then they got a bean auger and all this shit for them, right? But there's also a $100 grinder. Now, it doesn't make as nice a flour, but neither one of them make as good a flour as the General Electric grinder, right? No, I can't use that if the power goes out. True, but I can make flour in fucking 20 seconds with this thing, right? So the electric one's convenient, but then to have the other one in case, or it makes good content. And then if you do enough content, maybe you can get some kind of promotion code with them.
Yeah. Do you have a place to buy wheat around here?
Yeah.
I need to get some.
A farmer.
But yeah.
You just go to a farmer.
Yeah.
Co-op will have it. Some of it will have some chaff in it. You can literally, like for a long time, we would buy it from the co-op and then we would just dump it in front of a big fan and it would blow the dust out of it. And that would pretty well clean it.
Yeah.
So Amanda would take whey as waste product. Yeah. MRE ready. She's just now so we're just now seeing her comments really late.
Yeah.
But she takes an apple, chops it up, and then she takes a walnut or pecan, there's a lot of things. So we do kind of a dessert one that's sweet. And then she does one that's just like, it tastes, kind of has a beer taste to it.
Gotcha.
And we use that honeymoon ale. I bought a 50-gallon drum 2 weeks ago. Zach, Zach's my boy. He lives here. You'll meet him. He's got a YouTube channel called 731 Zach. He goes around and he'll go to like this old house that's just overgrown with vines and just hasn't been manicured in years. And he'll do a 1-minute video. Well, obviously it takes more than 1 minute, but he'll speed it up and just totally clean this place up.
I might have seen him.
And then he has another channel called, what's your other one? Something Outdoors. And he goes around and takes apart beaver dams.
Oh, cool.
And he'll get the whole fucking river flowing again. It's pretty neat. But he's local here. He's on his way here now. Where did you buy the wheat from? 50-gallon drum. Wet and Dirty Outdoors. That's him. But the bread stuff, guys, you can make bread with flour, wheat, flour, salt,
water,
and yeast. Flour, salt, and yeast, and water.
Yeah.
But you can also make yeast. You can make yeast if you don't have it.
I honestly need to figure out how to do that. That's one thing I don't know.
Tons of protein, but I'm always trying to have a backup supplement. Yeah, like everybody who's keto, if society collapses, you're not going to be keto. I bought MRE Light and pancake batter for protein pancakes. I put MRE in pancake. Yeah, those were really good. Sky made banana pancakes this morning. They were kind of thin, more like crepes. Those were really good too. Farmer down towards Harmon's got it. So near here.
Okay.
My boy, our friend Jack, he's got 1,000 acres right up the road.
Oh, wow.
They do big corn, well, I say big, but for around here, corn and soy. But he does wheat every year also.
That's cool.
Have you ever seen a big corn crib? Like it looks like a giant bird cage.
I don't.
They used to use them for, I don't know what they used them for. I guess just corn. But I want one of those big, huge corn cribs. It's like wire mesh. Looks like a giant bird cage. They're like 20 feet around. I want one of those for pigeons.
That'd be cool.
Apple chunks and pancakes. They do, man. You can take those things too. If you make a bunch of them extra, you can just use them as snacks. I used to put some beer in the pancake batter. Yeah, it's nice. Dark beer. Yeah. Eat like an adult. She's telling you eat like an adult.
I forget what I said I was eating.
I don't know.
Uncrustables.
Well, we just made a fucking pouch for him.
Yeah.
Grew up racing home in pigeons. So I want to use them for messages.
That would be really cool. We could both get them. And we could just...
How far away are you?
Yeah, it's 2 hours away.
No, they'll do it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
We'll
look
do
them
it
up tonight.
So you have to have pigeons, and I have to have pigeons.
Yeah.
And then you take my pigeons home, and I take your pigeons home.
And we just
send them back and forth.
Let's do it.
Layman's is a good source for bulk wheat berry. Yeah, but then you got to pay shipping on it. Layman's is also a great place to buy the Country Living grain mill. It's a green cast iron. They're big. They're heavy. You can also put them on an exercise bike if you have you just get the pulley and run a belt, and then you can exercise bike it.
Really?
You can also use the old exercise. I bought an old exercise bike. You can move an alternator to create electricity,
That's
charge
super
batteries.
cool. I've been wanting to use an alternator to get electricity off of our little stream beside our house.
I see videos on it all the
Me too.
time, man.
I want to do it.
Longest race was 1,200 miles. They can go far if you train them well. Yeah, they used them World War I and World War II also.
Or we could get hawks.
Hawks will eat your pigeons.
Well, we could just get hawks.
Harry Potter, get some owls.
Yeah.
I'd love to have some crows.
I would like a crow.
ravens.
I've
Yeah.
looked into it quite a few times.
Man, they're super expensive. I was
$4
looking at them.
grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$3,000 is the least price. I'm like, for a crow, man. You see them all over. People kill them.
I know, but that's the thing. You can't own American crow. It has to be.
Yeah, same with the taxidermy
Yeah.
ones. All the crows I have,
Yeah.
they're European crows.
Mhm.
Same with owls and
Yeah.
birds of prey. They have to be European unless
I'd
you
love a
have.
crow, though.
Yeah, the magpies are what I saw that were $3,000. Yeah, Nicole can teach you how to make yeast. Ice cream, so you show up, motherfucker. How much was a 55-gallon drum of wheat?
It was only like $20.
What'd you buy it for?
Plant, wildlife and stuff.
Got it.
I need to buy.
You see all your sunflowers growing out there?
I didn't see them.
That's all that shit you brought over. There's fucking a whole field of them out there. He went and got ice cream and came in.
Yeah.
Whey from cheese making is great substitute for water.
Hmm.
Thanks for the bread tips. Good evening, all. Been a long, hot day. Yeah, it's fucking hot here,
spicy.
man. It is hot here. Cooper's hawks will tear up your pigeons. Yeah, Cooper's hawks are one of the first ones you get to when you start doing raptors. Like if you want a hawk, you join a raptor group.
Yes.
There's you ever been to the Renaissance Fair?
No.
There's a couple crews there. They have a big tent with like 50 different birds of prey in there. And that's where you'll meet those guys. But just look up raptors.
Yeah, I've looked into it.
Tennessee.
Like you have to have a specific enclosure for them and all stuff.
Yeah,
before
you basically you have like you have a dude like a mentor,
Yeah.
and you'll go out and actually capture. You'll catch your hawk, or you'll do a recover an injured animal.
Mhm.
But like I follow a dude on YouTube. He's an overland guy, Toyota dude. I can't remember his name. And he did this whole year where they went out. He actually caught his hawk and trained his hawk. And most of them don't live. Most of the hawks that are grown in that area that are born hatched in the area,
Mhm.
and they don't migrate. Like they stay in that area their entire life. They say some of those people have some of the oldest bloodlines of those. I don't know what we're talking about. Magpies.
We'll get a crow and it'll be my tactical assault.
Cooper's hawks on farms. Yeah, we have red tail hawks. Fancy breeds too. Roller. Oh, the pigeons. Yeah, I've got a dude, Pigeon Outpost. He's on my Instagram. He follows, he comments on my stuff pretty frequently. And I had said I want some pigeons, and he hit me up immediately. He's like, "I'll mail them to you. I can have them. I can send them today." I'm like, "Hold on, I'm not ready. I don't."
Yeah.
We'd end up
Now,
with.
if you do pigeons, like if you do messenger pigeons, do you send 2 or 3 different pigeons with the same message?
I don't know.
In case one gets
Not if your
out?
pigeon's good. I don't think you have to. I wanted a hawk since we read this. My Side of the Mountain. I've never read those. Jacob Herman told me about those books.
I've never read it either. I remember the Hatchet in school. You read the Hatchet?
That was the other one he said.
I read that one.
Bear from the internet has a partnership with Joseph Kitchen as a one-stop shop DIY bread supply company. Right on.
Hmm.
People that use golden eagles for falconry climb sheer cliff faces to steal the babies. Yeah, golden eagles. I think they're protected. I think, and they're very, very big. You got to get messenger dove. They're more intelligent. I've never even heard of messenger doves.
Me neither.
I know the passenger pigeons are extinct.
I feel like if I got doves, I would still call them pigeons.
If you eat them, it's called squab.
Yeah.
People eat pigeons. Pigeon racing and pigeon fighting, that's a big thing. They do it in like Iraq and Afghanistan and stuff. Multicam black bear fat. Oh, fuck. Good for you, man. Congratulations. That's going to be a nice piece of kit. You're going to love that. I hope you never have to use that shit for real. Aren't messenger doves. I'd never even heard of a messenger dove. And I'm not talking soap. Mike Tyson has a couple. Oh, that's cool. No, that's cool, man. I know. Gotta clap pigeons. But you can buy pigeons off the internet. You can actually buy an amazing amount of shit that you wouldn't even think of on Amazon. Like I buy koi off Amazon and they ship them from Atlantic Goldfish. You can also buy all kinds of eggs right off of eBay. Max Powell, that's him. That's him. He's got a diaper bag and several other pieces of kit. SOE gear. Homing pigeons racing is the national sport of Holland. That's cool.
Wow.
And you can keep them in almost anything. So if I was going to catch pigeons, I would go right up to your guys' old building up there. You know, we shot the purge video in there. Yeah. We went in there and we're running the razors around. There's a bunch of pigeons in there. You just go to truck stops and you just set out pigeon traps. They look like rabbit cages. They go in and flip the switch. Quail eggs off Amazon. Yep.
Got a buddy in Louisiana. He raises them to eat them. Though.
Yeah, they're called squab. Yeah.
They reproduce so fast.
Yep.
Grow so fast.
Yep. Yeah, and most people don't realize that Facebook has banned all sales of animals, or they try to. But you get in the private groups. There's like Farm and Garden, Middle Tennessee, farm animals, livestock, guardian dogs, stuff like that. And you'll see a ton of animals move in those groups. And then on Craigslist, they tried to ban animals. But if you look on Craigslist in community, in the pet section, you'll see a lot of animals in there too. And you will find people within 15, 20 minutes of you that have animals and eggs for sale. And then like, for people that don't know, I didn't know until a couple of years ago, your chickens will lay all these eggs or your quail will lay all these eggs, but the incubation time doesn't start until you put them on heat. So you can accumulate eggs for several weeks, then put them in the incubator. And the day you start incubating them, the incubation cycle starts at that time. So it doesn't matter when the egg is actually laid. So you can have somebody ship you eggs, or you can buy eggs and then start them all at the same time.
I didn't know that at all.
I didn't know it till a couple of years ago.
I guess that's how turkeys.
Yep.
They'll come back and lay.
Yeah, they keep laying and laying and laying. Yeah.
They'll lay an egg a day and then come back and sit on the nest.
Wow.
And all the turkeys hatch about within like an hour or two of each other.
What do I do in with the koi? So I have a aquaponics system. My buddy Tad decided he wanted to be a weed grower is what it was. Well, hemp. They had huge fields of hemp. And he started a business, a rather large business, but as his tests grow out, he had this big indoor aquaponics system, and he started bringing me bags of lettuce, and they were inflated. I'm like, what the hell is this? And he was growing 7 different kinds of greens, and he was doing them on floating rafts. And our chef, Josh, was making tri-tip all the time. So we started using and doing this tri-tip salad. Twice a week, Josh would make these big tri-tips with the fat cap on them. He would scar them up in diamond shape. So you get this crispy, like fat, and there's just this rare meat, right? And he would slice this up and do these tri-tip salads. So every Monday, Tad would bring me these big bags of lettuce, and he was pumping them full. I don't remember what gas he would, maybe it was oxygen, but he was putting some gas in them. So they would sit in the refrigerator all week long and be like they were brand new. They were just vibrant green colors. And it was just incredible, the quality of these greens. Tad stopped doing that. So we started buying salad mix at Walmart. And I'm like, man, this stuff is trash. We have been so spoiled for a year eating these salads because Tad was growing these aquaponics. So he stopped doing it, started doing hemp and other things. So we set up an aquaponics of our own, but ours was outside. So it never ran right. We were always too hot. So that's I have this aquaponics system. We just kind of did it as, and I've had it for, I don't know, 4 years now. I don't really produce shit in it. When it cools off, it'll grow cabbages really well. It'll do greens, but really it's just a system that fucking just, I got 1,800 gallons of water out here. The koi shit and piss in the water, and that feeds the what few plants we actually grow. I grow a lot of water hyacinth. We were spoiled by that lettuce. No, we were spoiled by the lettuce, but we were spoiled by your food. Refuge med kit, but have wanted multicam black for a while to match the SO gear. Nice, Kevin. I've got we've got a batch of the new 1 quart canteen covers in multicam black, and a lot of guys who are running multicam black aren't going to run 1 quarts, but those hold 4 M4 mags very well, and they hold 60 round PMag drums.
You grow a lot of algae.
We grow a lot of algae. Well, everybody told me, hey, you should paint these tanks, and I'm like, I don't need to paint the tanks. So we should have painted the tanks, or put just like fencing around it, or and just encase it so it gets less light. Don't eat any boar head meat. Why? What's up with boar's head meat? Don't buy any Harley Davidsons. Watching from Paris. Yeah, there's a bunch, like all the there's a DEI, there's a gender reassignment pediatric gender surgery center in Nashville that got busted out.
I want to know why not to eat boar's head, because
he's going to tell you.
Ate it yesterday.
Any source for tri-tip in Middle Tennessee? I have a California cousin who always, so Sky gets it. I'm guessing he gets it local here. He does it pretty frequently. Josh was shopping and he would hit 3 butcher shops in Nashville. I'm sure he'll tell you here in a second where to get the best stuff. National Recall, 2 dead already.
Well, I'm still alive, guys.
Well,
so
yours was okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
You should try some more. Maybe you're immune to it.
All those Uncrustables got me still going.
Yeah, it's probably all the soy and Monsanto shit holding you together.
For sure.
You probably drink city water too.
Hell no, I got a Berkey.
Maybe. You got filters in it?
Hell yeah.
Maybe.
I'll prove it to you. I'll send you a little Instagram message.
Well, apparently a bunch got sick. It's all the pork. Fuck Harley Davidson. The crazy thing is everybody's although everybody's aware of Harley Davidson today, the CEO of Harley Davidson, that motherfucker, that German dude, the DEI guy, that dude's been the CEO of Harley Davidson for years. This isn't like some new shit. Everybody just found out about it.
Yeah, I'm still going to ride my Harley. I'm not going to buy a new one, though.
Isn't already nutritious for humans, too. I think you have to dry it. I don't know what we're talking about. Japanese farmer near me who raises Wagyu cows. He brought over from Japan. Best tri-tip. I bet, Kevin, there's the guys that own, I don't know who he is. Andrew worked for them he still does. He was the head chef for Virago, Whiskey Kitchen, Sambuco Lounge, Moto, Cane Prime, all those restaurants on the Gulch there. The owner there, they sent Andrew Whitney. He's on Instagram. They sent him to butcher school, I think in Ohio or Oklahoma. And anyways, they bought some Wagyu bull. They bought a Wagyu bull and they started breeding it to their cows in Franklin. They've got farms there. So a lot of the meat in those restaurants comes from that Wagyu cow.
I don't think I could be trusted living beside them.
By the cow?
Yeah.
Do you have to dry algae? Well, yeah, our algae is kind of in the water. Like I take water out of those tanks and pump it out to the fruit trees. Speaking of Germans, there's that one town that vowed to kill every single pigeon. Pretty funny. Yeah, because during World War II, Harley Davidson factory in India. I heard Wagyu brisket is to die for. Yeah, like if guys, when you go get Wagyu and it's like $100, for the steak, that ain't fucking Wagyu.
Yeah,
like,
mine was
when you buy Wagyu, like
$200 for like a sliver.
Yeah, they call it a flight, right? Yep. They'll bring you a piece of Wagyu tri-tip, Wagyu ribeye, Wagyu fillet, and it's like they sell it by the ounce, like when you're getting real Wagyu. Ray's Meat had tri-tip in Nashville. Was that the black folks? You walked in there and there's like selling single cigarettes and shit. Josh walked in, they're like, "Are you a police officer?" He's like, "Why would I be a cop?" Because he's white. Sky said tri-tip came from Cash Saver in Waverly. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like we have that's like our local grocery store here. And the one in Waverly is better than the one in Camden, but they do actually cut meat in Camden. You guys should all follow Meat Dad on Instagram. He'll have all the tricks for, like, when you go buy ribeyes at Costco, you're buying trash. You're better off buying the big piece of meat, and he'll explain all of that. You'll save a lot of money cutting your own stuff. You know, the symbol for the Shriners in the depiction of Osiris, pin 15, getting cut off and getting fed to the fish.
You know what pin 15 means?
No. I guess that's why they have children's hospital. What?
Pecker.
Means pecker?
Pinis.
Pin 15. Osiris peanut. Did he just say pin 15 or did he mean penis?
He meant penis.
Oh, why didn't he just say penis?
Because he Facebook. Yeah.
Mm.
Instagram, Facebook, you know how it is.
Ray's definitely sold singles. Amanda knew what it meant.
Yeah. Now she's gonna get flagged.
Thanks, Amanda. I'm not too far away, and we'll have to check out next time I'm through there. Have you ever seen how much Shriners, not Shriners, but how much, who am I thinking of? What's the secret society? Masons.
Yeah,
Have you seen how much Mason shit's everywhere? Like you don't realize it until you see it. And then you see it like everywhere.
Every place.
Whitewater Meats in Ohio butchered Wagyu. Good YouTube channel. Cool. White Feather.
I read that bearded dragons. I was like, who's selling bearded dragon meat?
I used to have bearded dragons. We had tons of them. Yeah. Tons of them. We would get 10,000 crickets every Wednesday delivered here.
That's how I'm going to mark all my mags so I know they're mine. I'm just going to write pen 15 on them.
Pen 15?
Everyone will know.
Tim Riley, what's up? You've met Tim. He's kind of local here. He's looking at moving this way.
Yeah.
Haven't seen tri-tip since I left California. Butchers here have no idea what... You need to go to a better butcher, buddy. Six-foot ball python. Then you don't have a ball python. I know people hate it when I say that. Ball python is like... A 6-foot ball python is a fucking enormous ball python. I've had hundreds of ball pythons. Maybe if you stretch him all the way out, or maybe after the shed. But if ball pythons aren't very big.
That's how I am too. I'm 6 foot tall. If you stretch me all the way out,
if we unskin you,
yeah.
She's
after
old,
the chiropractor.
Yeah, I used to have a ton of ball pythons. They're recruiting off Instagram now. $400. Who? Oh, Masons are.
I don't think you could.
I thought you had to know the secret handshake.
Yeah, you gotta like be asked.
To know one, be one. To be one, ask one. That's what it is. Every ball I had was 3 to 4 feet. Yeah, I had all kinds of fucking morphs and stuff. Ball pythons.
Bishop starts selling 10, 15 needles.
Bishops start selling 10, 15 needles. It's around grouping. What are we talking about?
I don't know. That seems like a tattooing question, but out of nowhere. So
a lot of these come through completely out of sequence for some reason.
Yeah, because I use Bishop cartridges, and 10, 15 would be bug pin 15, either curve mag or I don't know.
Symbology overlaps a lot of different groups, much originating in Egypt. Yeah, I was watching, I saw a thing. I've seen this several times, actually. Guys that were coal mining, and they got these old-time coal mining machines and stuff, and they're like hundreds of meters underground, and all of a sudden they find coins and shit. There's no fucking way they could
how would it?
Yeah, how did they get there?
Someone's trying to dig a really big hole. Something
happened. Do I get to speak again at the next event? The B-Man J. What's up, man? How are you?
I could just do a.
That's the guy I listen to out here.
That's the guy you listen to?
If it is. He was
I think it is.
informative.
Yeah.
I don't know that I personally met him. That's Nicole handles all of that. And I thought I heard somebody mention B Guy again.
Oh yeah, when is that?
The 5th, October 5th. Well, it's actually several days. It's that weekend. We're having a boot camp on Friday. So it's kind of like we did for Homestead Apprentice. You're going to come in on Friday if you join, if you buy that class. But it's a bunch of like micro classes. So you're going to get 15, 20 little 1 hour class. I'm not sure how long
People
they run.
camping again, or is it just?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah.
camping and everything.
I hate driving home at night.
Amanda wants a bee tattoo.
I got it.
Can you put my face on it
1000%. Dude, that would be awesome.
with a
Yeah.
like a
yes.
little diamond in my
Yes.
tooth?
Like the stinger, just like in the skin a little bit.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I'd love to speak again. Well, awesome. Awesome, B man.
I'm gonna try to bring my wife this time too.
Face tat, Amanda. You know who you want.
No one wants that.
What made you get face tattoos?
To look hard. No.
Is that why you got it? You're like,
To
I'm not
be
big enough.
hard.
I've got it.
Yeah,
Man, we've had you off camera this whole time.
that's cool. That's all right. I honestly got them because it's just a part of the industry. You know, ever since I got them, a lot of people.
It's like the
wanted-
rap game. You got to get shot 9 times.
Yeah, and
Nobody knew who 50 Cent was till he got shot up.
it's true. Yeah, and I do a lot of face tattoos now because I have them. Like, no one wants to come to you for a face tattoo if you don't have face tattoos.
Well,
So, like,
so you ever do a butthole tattoo?
no,
You ever done a penis tattoo?
no. I mean, I've gotten asked, and I'm like, yeah, $2,000, but they don't want to put that money up, so I'm not gonna put it in my hand.
Oh, I'll definitely give you $2,000.
Exactly. I'll do
You
it.
want a butthole tattoo?
I got
I'll
you.
tell you about all that.
Will
He'll
you?
take one.
Good.
Do
'Cause
not think I
I need
won't pay
$2,000
him to
because
do it.
I will go get my stuff right now and stop this call. We making it happen.
We have a Pornhub channel set up just for the butthole tattoo.
We even have the appropriate table for it. That little Ghana table.
Uh-huh.
We can just.
That's what, yeah. Amanda said if I get a face tattoo, it's gonna say crazy bitch.
That'd be kind of cool.
So Jaeger told me that's right. When the first time I went to Walmart with Jaeger, we pulled up and he goes, watch that girl right there. And I go, what? He goes, every one of my officers has been in a fist fight with her. I go, you fought her? He goes, yeah, I had to knock her out. He said, I fought with her for way too long. Like, she fights, she's a scrapper. And he said something. He goes, she has crazy bitch tattooed on her head. Like, she literally has crazy bitch.
Wow.
She's here in Camden.
I've never seen it.
I haven't seen her forever. Like, I saw her a couple times when I first moved here. I'll bet she OD'd or something. But she has crazy bitch tattooed on her fucking forehead.
No Post Malone barbed wire. Nope. I don't have barbed wire.
I thought Post Malone totally cleaned up, and then I saw him again, and he seemed pretty kind of incoherent. Or is he still kind of?
You know, you're in the rap game. You gotta.
Does he really do rap? Is he
I don't-
rap?
I don't know what you.
I
call
thought all the best rappers have become country now. When
Well,
you
he's
s- when
country
you-
now.
When
Post
you
Malone's
sell your
country now.
soul, you become a country singer. That's when you make the real money.
Post Malone's country now.
Why'd you get face tattoos?
Who? Oh, Brando?
Uh,
To be hard.
I don't know. I just walked in one day. My friend's like, "You want to do this?" And I said, "Yep."
How old were you when you got your first face tattoo?
19.
19.
I was 22.
How old were you when you got your first tattoo?
I think 17, 18. I don't know.
How old were you?
14.
14. How old was Sebastian? Were you there for that?
No, but he was like 11 though. I think.
Wow.
I think our kid got a
Yikes.
tattoo when he was 11.
35, man.
I don't think he was 11. I think maybe he was 11. Maybe he was. Cody got his first tattoo when he was 16 or 17. Fear Rose said 11. The B-Man. The B-Man's getting 5 B's tattooed on his neck right here. Oh, Sebastian was 12. My dad kicked my ass. How old are you now, Fear Rose? Do I know you? Who are you? That's fucking hilarious. What's the legality of that?
Depends on where you are in Tennessee. You legally have to be 18.
Even with parents?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But you can get a fucking tit job when you're like your mom takes you in, you can get some titties put in, but you can't get
Yeah.
a fucking tattoo. Fear Rose is 40. Yeah, I'll bet your parents were pissed now. Like that's things have changed now. I want a pigeon tattoo as a mermaid to my pop, as a
Memorial.
memorial to my pop. A
I
pigeon
was
tattoo.
really confused there for a second too.
A mermaid, pigeon mermaid. Clear warning to not. That's what Jaeger said. He goes, yeah, you don't ever mess with a bitch that has crazy bitch on her forehead. Literally tattooed on her fucking forehead.
Just walk the other way.
It's like the judge said, look, we're going to let you out this time, but you have to have a clear, you have to be very clear to the public. We're going to fucking put crazy bitch on your forehead.
I would bet almost everything on the fact that it was not done very well.
Do you think? Have you, most tattoos on the face are not done well. Why is that? Is the face not take ink, or is it just
people, if you this is terrible because I have them, but like if you are wanting to go in for a face tattoo, you don't necessarily go to I didn't go to the correct person. I had my brother do it. They're fixed now.
We have a chick in here who'll give you a tattoo.
Yeah, I believe it.
She has lots of them she's given herself.
Yeah, but when my brother did it the first time, terrible. I looked at it and I was like, oh.
You ever seen a tattoo and it's like I went in, I asked for a 13, but they drew a 31, or they got the wrong football number backwards or some shit. What song was that? Sum 41?
Oh, that was Offspring.
Offspring, that's right. Knoxville,
right.
What's up? Any holes in the current market for sewn gear? Looking for a side gig, retirement option? When I don't know, but if you find one, let me know, because I'll fill that motherfucker right up. I do. I can always use more money. I have no idea. There's always a better way to do something. There's always another way to do it. You could literally start a business and build shit like mine and be like, I'm nicer than John Willis. Fuck John Willis. And people would buy shit from you simply because they don't want to buy it from me. Like that's the hole in the industry. Like I say that all the time, but it's real.
Dude, you could just have a dual personality, start another company.
We've said that all the time. Yeah. There's a lot of companies, US companies, that'll do an offshore company.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies out there that people have no idea, especially in the nylon. Like there are a bunch of US companies and they have an offshore company, like London Bridge. LBX is their import company. Gray Ghost is Tactical Tailor's import company. Tag Gear had another company. Shellback. Shellback was their Mexico company.
I know exactly.
There's all of them have a fucking offshore company. We don't. I think we should.
I'm really going to get a sewing machine and start doing tactical speedos. I think that's the next big thing.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it. Was just going to start a second business and use that marketing campaign. You should start a business that has nothing to do with me and be like, I'm nicer than John Willis. I've heard enough people's feelings on the internet. They would just buy it. I'm not going to call you pussy. I have an RB1. What's an RB1?
I don't know.
Resting bitch face. RB1. Conso 206 RB. Oh, he's got a Conso 206. Is again he's talking about. Glow in the dark tats.
There's people that do like the black light stuff. I don't do it because that's
you can't. How the fuck would you see it?
Well, black light. But like,
when am I going to be in a
that's
black
the thing.
light?
Fucking ravers.
Okay.
Like it, people do it, but I don't do it because like it's never been tested on humans. So you're just pumping stuff in your body that you don't.
What do you mean it's never been tested on humans?
Like all other ink has gone through processes, but this one, they were just like, yeah, cool, it's cool. So
we've tested on plenty of humans. We'll see what happens in the next couple of decades.
Yeah. So I'm not doing that.
They didn't test any of those vaccines on humans. You know, they got a bird here. We're about to get. You're probably going to be demonetized too now. You're never going to get monetized.
Yeah.
You know, the bird flu is the big thing they're pushing right now, and the government just ordered a ton of vaccines. They already have a vaccine for the bird flu.
Really?
Yeah, for humans.
I'm not going to comment on that because I want to make money eventually.
Yeah, you're fucked. Just because your phone's sitting here with our phones,
the
satellite's already following you. You'll probably get drone struck.
Yeah, it's all right.
You may not be nice, but you're genuine. My authenticity is worth more than your sensitivity. That's the real deal. Like and it's the internet, right? Where do people get so upset nowadays on the internet? Who are they upset with? People that they have no idea. They're never going to meet. They never occupy the same space. And the beauty of the internet is we don't need moderators or any kind of bullshit to control the internet. Every person on the internet has a block button. Like if you don't want to see what I say,
Oh yeah.
you can push a button and I no longer exist in your world. But people won't do that. They're not interested in removing things that irritate them. They want to punish the irritation. They want to cause turmoil in their life. They want to, hurt their income or affect their family.
That's my favorite part about my new YouTube channel, though, is just like staying awake at night and replying to all the trolls. Dude, I love it so much.
Well, you got to know how to monetize it, right? And
Yeah.
it doesn't quite work like it used to. We made millions of dollars because of that. Like we would have people, it started, I don't even know when it started, a decade ago, more than that, probably. We were in the other building. But a guy ordered something, I think it was Thursday night, Thursday night late. Maybe it was Friday morning. And he orders something on the website. And then I want to say it was Thursday for some reason. In the middle of the night, Thursday or Friday night, Amanda is playing a voicemail. And she's listening to it. I go, who the fuck is that? And it's this dude. And he's like, how come you haven't shipped my stuff? I ordered this fucking stuff. You fucking bitch. And it
the day
says,
before?
like, I think it was that day. And it's clearly her voice. She's like, this is Amanda Willis. This is my personal voicemail. I don't do any business here. But you have to have a phone number on PayPal. So he's cussing her out. And I'm like, play that again. And I started writing it. I wrote it down. Then I typed it out. And I took this dude's email message or his voicemail. And I put it on Facebook with his phone number and all his shit. And I'm like, this motherfucker just ordered this like less than 12 hours ago. And he's cussing Amanda out. And I go, I think this is bullshit. What do you guys think? And I put his phone number. And he started going nuts. Well, this was at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So we post this. Yeah, it was on a Friday because we got up the next morning. I forgot all about it. And then when I opened Facebook, I had a laptop and a router. I never even had an app on my phone. So I'm looking at Facebook and my post had like 1,000 comments on it. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was people like, yeah, that's bullshit. And then other people were like, the customer's always right. You can't out a customer. Like it wasn't even called doxing then. But so many people had called this dude that he had to change his number, turn his phone. People were like, yeah, we called him. His phone number's turned off. He's changed his number. He disconnected his number. So I took that while that was such high traffic. And I don't know what his name's Joe. I'm like, use code Joe and we'll give you 20% off. And then you got to post your order number and then you have to tag his Facebook page. So dude, we did, I don't know what we did, 50,000. I think it was like, it was a lot of money, especially then it was a lot of money. And we did that in that weekend.
That's awesome.
Over that.
Yeah.
So when guys would talk shit, I would take exactly, is that what you think? And I would post your whole fucking email with your email address and your phone number and all your shit on YouTube, on Facebook. But we made millions of dollars off of that shit. And now they have cyberbullying and community guidelines.
I would say that's why I like the tattoo industry, because like the customer is usually not right.
Well, the customer's always wrong. That's the real answer. Yeah. Like Woolworths is the one that came up with the customer's always right. That was some bullshit. The customer almost is and even me as the customer, I'm almost always wrong. When I walk in and I have some perception of things, I want a Porsche GT3 RS. Pierre's like, no, you don't. I go, why don't I? He goes, well, it's got fucking ceramic brakes. You got to drive it really slow, and you're going to go to the stoplight, and you're going to hit the brakes, and you're going to coast through there's all, you don't know what you don't know.
Yep. And it's not a bad thing. Like there's room to learn.
Absolutely. But like I found like we used to do, like I'd build this thing, and I'm like, all right, hey, we're going to build this pelter wrap, man. Do you want this with or without? Should we put a little tab here to hang this up? What would you guys change? Right. You completely fuck yourself when you do that. If I just made this pelter wrap and put it out and go, here's this, it's online, and we'd sell 1,000 of them today. Yeah. But if you ask somebody, hey, what would you change? You're going to get 1,100 assholes,
negative stuff
with completely different shit. And when you don't incorporate their feature,
they're gonna be mad.
Yeah, they're emotionally invested already. And now you have somehow wronged them and lost them as a customer forever because you asked for their input. Yeah. When is if you just put out the good product, 90% of them would have bought it anyways. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the deal with that. Like when
And if you want something perfect for yourself, just build it your fucking self.
Yeah, but most people won't.
No,
Like,
yeah.
like we always put out a video. Like I'd seen my buddy Justin Souter sent me a video of there's a leather company that builds their shit down in Mexico. They own a whole fucking town in Mexico, the church and everything. All the community eats together, and they make these. I can't remember what. It's a very famous company that makes leather bags, and they did a whole video on here's how you copy our bag.
Oh,
And I thought about for a long time. People are like, you should show how you sew your bags. I'm like, why? So people can copy my shit, but. We do a whole build series. There's a whole video series on YouTube called Full Build where I sit down and literally show you how to make my shit. A couple dudes, like there's dudes in here like, hey, I want to build some gear. Cool. Most people, they're not going to do that.
well, yeah. And here's the thing, like most people, like I would do that and it would be fun,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to do
Until
that
you have to do it.
Yeah. And I'm not going to do it for a fucking business though.
Right.
Like, you know, it's fun to learn new things. And like, I'd be able to, let's say I wanted to put a little hanger on that. I'd be able to do stuff like that,
Mhm.
but for personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the general population
Absolutely,
seeing
yeah.
that, they're going to be like, holy shit. Now I see
Yeah.
why this costs $200.
Yeah.
Mhm. What is a camel? A camel is a horse designed by a committee. I don't get it.
You could get a camel on your big toe tattooed. That's a camel toe.
Who did that?
A lot of people.
Somebody had
A
that.
lot of people.
Jack, spoofing is the best my ID can find.
IT guy.
Yeah. Fear Rose, I can ban you without. No, I don't know what's going on there. Hard to kick my ass if you don't know me.
Wait,
I don't know what's going on there, but Amanda's my wife, so whatever it is, fucking slow your roll.
what's 1000D
Cordura?
Speedo.
So Cordura is denier, and that basically is the rawest fiber, the thread that the material is woven out of.
Okay.
So 500 versus 1,000.
So I need the 1000 for the Speedos.
Well, it's very coarse. It's
Oh.
stiffer. It's heavier. It'll rub the shit out of you.
You just have to be a man to wear it.
Yeah, it's heavier. Like there's no reason to run stuff out of 500. We run shit out of 500 now if we need something really stiff for structure,
Mhm.
or if we order and we can't get 500,
Gotcha.
then we buy the 1,000. We ran 1,000 for 15 years because that's what everything was, and then 500 came out. It's about 30% the strength, less strength, but it's like half the weight. And then because the fiber is smaller, they actually they make the material and then they print the material with a camo pattern.
Okay.
So on the 500, it's actually better definition. It looks a lot cleaner on the 500 than the 1,000 because
Gotcha.
the 1,000 is grainier.
I think that'll be my price point though, because like it'll have more structure to protect the goods. It might be a little uncomfortable, but you know,
Yeah.
it's important.
Didn't they make a bunch of poultry? Yes, they went through tons of poultry farms over the last few years. They are still now the poultry farms just mysteriously burned down. You'll hear the largest poultry farm in the United States burnt down. It's only because the first 200 fucking largest ones burnt down last year. They are burning down fucking poultry farms like crazy.
It's
Brad Edwards, what's up? Learned a lot watching the full build videos. I think there's something to learn. Like I watch sewing videos from guys sewing shit that I don't make at all, like not even in my wheelhouse. But I learn something very frequently watching people sew. Like I was watching this guy, I don't even know who he is. He had some videos on, I saw Adam Savage build some kind of like tote bag, and I thought it was cool. And then I started getting targeted videos from some guy that just sews tool bags and shit. Like he makes them out of like wax canvas.
Oh.
And he just had some things. I'm like, holy shit, I've been doing that the hard way for like 25 years, and I can cut 30% time off of this process just by that. So I would assume, and like we sit down to sew, and no matter which of my full build videos you watch, sewing is kind of sewing. But there's a lot of times when Brandel will just ask a question and then I'll give the answer. And I'm like, I'll bet that's pretty valuable to a lot of guys who just, they don't even know why. Like even like when we tie the thread, right? When I change the thread color, why are we fucking threading the whole machine when I can just tie it here and then pull it through.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that. I fucking used to unthread the whole fucking machine. It was probably 10 years in until I'm like, hey, we can just pull this through. And then like where this knot hits, be very cognizant pulling this through, because as soon as it stutters, it will cut you to the fucking bone. So wrap it around your finger a couple times and then intentionally pull it through so that it can't spin and cut you.
Yeah.
Like that's good information right there.
Yeah.
That's fucking 10 years worth of fucking education right there alone.
Corey, yes, I could do. Well, I have to see what's all going on, because it's what is the next event? That's not your thing, right?
What are we talking about?
The next event, Corey.
Self-Reliance Festival?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's October 5th. It's
Yeah.
here.
but it's not specifically.
What
your
is he
thing.
asking?
To get a tattoo again?
If you want to do a tattoo at SRF, yes, I will let you do it in here or upstairs,
okay.
whatever.
Yeah, I could do that, Corey.
October 1st. Most home machines have to be completely unthreaded. Oh, interesting. See, I had no idea. People ask me all the time, can you sew a shirt or whatever? I wouldn't even know where to start with clothing. My guy inside here, he's like, you should build ponchos. I'm like, what? That's cool. I go, there's a company out of Coronado that builds ponchos and poncho liners. It's an ex-SEAL dude. I said, but like, it's completely different machines than what we use. Like if you tried to sew a poncho liner or a shirt or something on the machines we use, it wouldn't even pull this material through.
I've sewn some clothing.
I was sober 11 years and I turned 12. Hi from San Bernardino. Man, get the fuck out of California. I can say that because I got the fuck out of California. You have no idea, man. You have no idea how bad California is until you leave and you're actually gone for a few years and then you go back. We used to ride dirt bikes all around San Bernardino, man.
And there's a ton of people moving here from California.
Yeah. And then remember, you left California for a reason. I can sew anything.
Cool. I need a poncho.
Make me a hinge. Just finished second workout, 2-a-day hikes. Nice, Ken. He runs a lot. I need my other hand done now. What are you getting, Corey?
Yeah, you got the combat cock.
Pay up, sucker. Jason, our t-shirt guy, has a giant fucking combat cock on the palm of his hand.
Yeah.
It's wearing off.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
What's Rob have on his hands?
Work hard.
Work hard. He did some gloves last year that were like leather work gloves.
He told me about that.
It said work hard, and then as you used them, it went away like the tattoos on his hand. What kind of machine do you need for ponchos? I don't know. Not what I have. See, I'm not bold. Like I have no idea about making any.
Ponchos.
Huh?
They're tactical ponchos.
Yeah.
You can build them.
Probably like a serger or something. I mean, if you're going to quilt it, you're going to need a long arm machine that's going to quilt it. And then you're going to take that fabric with the batting. Then you're going to need something that puts edging on. My combat cocks look awesome. Nice. Cash Only Jay, what's up, man? What was something that surprised you when you went back to California? So when I left California, I'd been home from prison for 3 years, had just got off probation. So I was home 3 years, making money, but didn't have a lot of money. Came to Tennessee. I was here in Tennessee for probably 3 years, moved to Tennessee to just work in a small shop, couple employees, and just grow a garden, right? Went back to California, I was making some money, went back to California, and we went to the malls like Fashion Valley, Mission Valley, University, UTC, Horton Plaza, right? Just seeing the places in California that I remembered as a kid, kind of the nice places, La Jolla. And we went to some of the nicer restaurants like Top of the Cove, the Marine Room, and they were shitholes. There was fucking like wild dogs running around. All the fountains were broken. There was no water. There was just like fucking homeless people. Like Horton Plaza, as a kid, Horton Plaza was the nice mall, the nicest mall in San Diego. They'd set up this big outdoor skating rink like New York had. And when we went back to Horton Plaza, it was like non-domestic wild Mexicans, like dudes with fucking Cobra boots, like dudes straight out of fucking a flea market in Tijuana. Like on the third floor, Haji prayer rugs, like fake Lego stores. It was like some crazy shit. We went into Nordstrom's. There was fucking half of Nordstrom's was blocked off with a plywood wall. and it was all like return merchandise and shit. It was fucking crazy. Like there was nothing nice and high end in San Diego any longer.
They said, what year was that?
What year was that? I'll bet it was 6 years ago. Maybe 6 years ago. Well, no, maybe it was longer. Amanda will know. I don't know. Maybe it's better. I would suspect that it's way fucking worse because I heard Horton Plaza is actually a homeless encampment now. First thing I ever sewed were small tarps, basic, but has big handles to also work as a wood hauler. Nice. Yeah, we did. The first ones we did were for hauling casualties, wounded people. 2012, Amanda said 2012. So it's a long time ago. Glad I got to see it all before it went downhill. Yeah. Like, and I talk about, I'm like, man, California's cool because we could go ride dirt bikes in the morning and we could go scuba diving in the evening. The next day we could go to Big Bear and go skiing. And Jeff's like, yeah, but when the fuck did we ever do that? Like, you can talk of, yes, you can do it, but like, when did we ever, like, once? Homelessness has always been a thing. Yeah, no, guys, I lived 30 years in fucking San Diego. No, homelessness. Yes, there has always been homeless people. Homelessness is not what it's been now. Like, maybe a lot of people don't realize it. Like, just run into wherever the city is where you're at. We have homeless people here. We did not have homeless people here. Like, it was not a thing when we moved here. Yeager said, he's like, when a homeless person came into town, the sheriff would pick them up, take them to the next county, hand them off, and just keep running them out of town, especially if there was some, like, we thought there was some shady shit going on. You got non-domestic, like, fucking imported motherfuckers that do not speak the fucking language meandering around places. We had some homeless people at the interstate out here, and you have a high population of pedophiles typically because they can't live within 1,000 feet of wherever there's children, right? So a lot of times they end up in homeless encampments. And they came through, I don't know who came through, but they fucking cut down all the woods. And they cut that shit down. I don't know where them people went, but they ain't not fucking around here anymore. Before Gavin Newsom, homelessness was illegal in California. Yeah, I mean, he just built, what did he build? A $100 million skyscraper for homeless people for Section 8. How do you think that's going to fucking go? Used to be illegal not to have a job. And I'm not saying, like, I don't care if you have some money and you don't want to work. But it's like, we should not keep people alive that won't keep themselves alive. It used to be on the church or the family. It sounds like the town I grew up in. It used to be nice. It's nice here. It used to be different here, though. And it is by design. They are changing that shit on purpose. I was in San Diego around 2014. It was not dude, we went into the Rolex store and like the fucking the counters were broken and shit. It's fucking weird. Like, we had been shopping in Las Vegas. We'd go to Las Vegas to several malls in Las Vegas, and then we would go to Atlanta to several malls in Atlanta, like Phipps Plaza and those. And those places were fucking way nicer. We had come from those places back to San Diego, and San Diego was a fucking shithole. Like, it was, I'm like, this is like out of a fucking movie. All right, guys. Hey, we're going to jump off of here and film some more stuff. Thanks for hanging out for a little while.
It was nice to meet everyone.
What's your YouTube?
3H Survival.
3H Survival. Go check that out. Check out Wet and Wild Outdoors. 731 Zach. You need to get some more YouTube channels. Wet and Wild. Wet and Dirty.
Wet and Dirty.
Don't check out Wet and Wild. That's gay porn.
That's going to be my new YouTube channel.
I don't like hearing that people like that can get housing. I don't care if they can get housing, but I don't think, like, whatever. It doesn't matter what I fucking think. See you guys.